Whether you're here to discover your next cozy game, find a new productivity companion, or just want to stay in the loop with what's happening in the farming and live sim world, I've got some exciting releases and updates to share with you this week. This county launched last month, and while it looks like a straightforward supermarket management sim on the surface, there's actually a compelling small town drama unfolding underneath. You are managing your aunt's discount store in the harbor town of Blomkast, where the locals are not thrilled about having a newcomer run their only supermarket. What starts as stocking shelves and working the register evolves into navigating town politics and uncovering community secrets. I'll be honest though, based on player feedback, the story is more linear than what I expected from the game based on its marketing. You're not really choosing between being a corporate villain or town savior. Instead, you're following a set narrative path that many players found engaging but wished offered more freedom. The game promises 15 to 20 hours of story, and a lot of reviews state they really enjoyed the first few hours of the game, but they expected more from the late game. That said, if you're curious about the management scene with some narrative weight, just know it's more of a short, focused experience than an expansive sandbox. This county is available now on Steam if you're looking for something short and cozy. Another game that just released is Whisper of the House. In this game, you play as the town's housekeeper, taking on tasks like helping people move, tidying cluttered spaces, and even tracking down missing cats. It sounds simple, but there's something deeply satisfying about transforming chaotic rooms into warm, organized havens. What really drew me in is how interactive everything is. You're not just placing furniture. You can press buttons on vintage gramophones, squeeze rubber ducks, and pull tissues from boxes. The town is larger than I expected, and you can interact with so many objects that even traveling between jobs feels engaging. These tiny details make the world feel alive and playful. Plus, with over 1,800 furniture pieces and the ability to recolor and retexture items, the customization options are genuinely impressive. But here's where it gets interesting. Beneath all that cozy organizing, there's a mystery brewing. Strange numbers above the museum, mysterious rainbows, and whispers of a heart-stealing ghost suggest this charming town has secrets worth uncovering. Some of the residents also have secrets you can uncover from small clues around their homes, which is really interesting for me. If you love games like Unpacking, where the story is subtly woven into the gameplay, Whisper of the House is available now on Steam and definitely worth adding to your wishlist. If you like decorating but want something simpler with no heavy story or complex mechanics, Flowers and Favours is also now available on Steam. And honestly, sometimes the simplest concepts make for the most relaxing games. This is a cozy florist sim where you run your own flower shop, chat with customers about their stories and needs, then craft custom bouquets that perfectly match what they're looking for. There's a demo that lets you experience the first 3 in-game days, where you can arrange several bouquets, experiment with different wrapping options, and expand your catalog from your earnings. I think the demo should give you a very good overview of what to expect from the full game. If you're someone who finds flower arranging therapeutic, it's available on Steam right now. Now let's talk about something the community has been absolutely buzzing about. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar is finally here, and the anticipation for this one has been massive. This is a complete remake of the beloved Nintendo DS game originally called Harvest Moon DS Grand Bazaar, which released back in 2008 in Japan and 2010 in North America. For many fans, this was one of the standout entries in the series that deserved way more love than it got. Unfortunately, I haven't played the original or this remake yet, so if you think I'm missing out on a gem, definitely let me know in the comments. The core concept sounds compelling. You're reviving Zephyr Town's once grand bazaar by farming, crafting, and selling your goods at your very own market stall every week. What makes this special is how your success directly impacts the town's prosperity, creating this feedback loop where better farming leads to a livelier bazaar. The remake features gorgeous new visuals, full voice acting for story events, and expanded content that makes the world feel bigger and more alive than the original. The wind mechanics also sound intriguing. You can use gliders to travel around the town and windmills to create new products. Plus, there's a bazaar management system where you customize your stall and compete with other vendors. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar is available now for Nintendo Switch 2, and PC via Steam. And honestly, all the community excitement has me curious to try it myself. Moving on to some exciting updates for games we talked about in this channel before. Doloc Town just dropped its first major update, Pastoral Waves. If you've been following this post-apocalyptic farming sim, you know it's been building something special with its blend of farming, crafting, and world restoration mechanics. The big addition here is a full ranching and fish farming system with its own dedicated tech tree that unlocks after you progress through the main story. You're not just growing crops anymore. You're raising land animals, farming fish, and processing all kinds of new ranch goods. They've also added a new ranching faction with an NPC called Keninumu, plus semi-automatic planting tools and harvesting drone attachments that sound like absolute game changers for efficiency. The scope of this update is impressive. There's also a new creature encyclopedia, vertical farm expansions, a construction controller for easier building management, plus visual overhauls and quality of life improvements across the board. Even though the game is still in early access, there's already a lot of content to explore, and with this first update, it might just be the perfect time to dive in. Up next, Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions just launched their newest expansion called All Aboard. For those unfamiliar, Spirit City is a productivity companion where you collect adorable spirit friends while working or relaxing to chill beats. The new DLC adds a customizable train cabin where you can personalize everything from seating styles to window designs. Plus, there's even an open-air observation deck. What really caught my attention are the dynamic moving backgrounds. You're not just sitting in a static room anymore, but watching breathtaking scenery drift by, from cozy countryside views to dreamy cloudscapes and even outer space. They've also added 11 new spirit companions, including Courier, the male-carrying pigeon, an Avio otter, a jetpack-wearing otter that honestly sounds adorable. But here's the kicker. They've also partnered with Lo-Fi Girl to add 140 plus brand new tracks across 7 different playlists. Plus, you can now favorite songs and create custom playlists. The base game got a massive 2.0 update with all these improvements, so even if you don't grab the DLC, there's tons of new content to enjoy. If you've been using Spirit City or just need a cozy digital space to unwind, this expansion is available now on Steam. Speaking of digital companions, there's been some exciting movement in the cozy productivity space lately. Gogh, Focus with Your Avatar, just completed their multiplayer open beta. And this is honestly something I've been really wanting to have in games like this. For those unfamiliar, Gogh, similar to Spirit City, is a productivity app where you create cute avatars, design your perfect study room, and work alongside virtual companions with lo-fi beats playing in the background. The multiplayer feature lets you invite friends into your room or join theirs. There is no text or voice chat to distract you. Instead, you communicate through fun emotes and can show what you're working on above your avatar. It's designed specifically for people who want that study buddy vibe without the pressure of conversation or social interaction getting in the way of actual productivity. The full multiplayer release is planned for autumn 2025 and I'm really excited for this one. There's been a lot of updates for productivity apps recently because Ithya Magic Studies is also now finally available on Mac. This is another cozy productivity app in the same vein as Spirit City and Gogh, but with a beautiful hand-drawn magical aesthetic that sets it apart. They've also completely reworked the journal system, adding a proper calendar to track your completed tasks, daily notes, and focus time, plus weekly note management and habit tracking so you can actually review your progress over time. They've also optimized performance across the board, especially helpful for lower-end PCs, and added an extra backup system for your journal data, so if anything gets corrupted, it'll automatically revert to the previous day's version. Plus, there's a new location and playlist to keep things fresh. If you've been curious about Ithya, but we're waiting for Mac support, or if you're looking for a productivity companion with more of that magical fantasy vibe, this update is available now on Steam. That's all for this week. If you've tried any of these games or have thoughts about the updates we covered, I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. Until next time, stay cozy and keep gaming.